Hey y'all, Sow Dog Piper here with you today in the detached garage. It's hot. I've been cleaning out the main garage today and you could hardly walk in it. It had gotten so bad. But today we're smoking out of the Savinelli 320KS with the orange stem on it. And since I've been working so hard all day, I figured I would treat myself to some special 8-state burley. It's a few years old. And that was gifted to me by Carolina Kirk there. And I sure appreciate it. I smoke it only on rare occasions because you can't get it. Small batch, of course. So yeah, I took off half a day I was tired. I ain't slept in about 3 or 4 days. Don't know why. Just can't sleep. Didn't feel good this morning. And I had some time I needed to burn before the end of the year. So I decided, well, feeling a little better. I'll get some electrolytes in me and I'll go home and clean out the garage. So that's what I did. It's taken me a few hours to do it. I may show y'all here in a minute. I wish I had some before pictures and some after pictures because it had gotten out of hand. It's probably been 2 years before I cleaned it, and things keep piling up in there, as y'all know. More junk comes in than goes out. But I wanted to do VR to Johnny 209 Piper. What's he call himself? The California Culture Vulture. He is doing a gall and asked who we'd like to sit down and smoke a pipe with. He said it'd be easy. He didn't tell the truth. It ain't easy. It's about impossible. I know he said we could name as many as we wanted, but that's about impossible. I'd be here all day trying to name folks. So I can't just pick one person. I'd love to sit down with every member of the YTPC. I can't think of anybody I wouldn't want to sit down with. Everybody's great. I mean, everybody's great. So it's hard to say. I mean, Rudy, Wheelchair Piper, Johnny himself, Tom, Jonathan Piper X1X, Kirk. The list just, it's too big. I don't know. That's kind of my answer. It's probably not a good answer. I don't know if you want to put me in that gall or not, because I just can't think of, just everybody is so great. Todd the Blue Line Piper, Backwoods Codger Piper, Wenzel, man, Wenzel's awesome. All of you are awesome. Everybody's awesome. I hate that I can't think of everybody's name. There's just too many on the list. But yeah. So I hope y'all are having a good day. It's been, the day's gotten better for me. It's hot here in North Alabama, that's for sure. I've been sitting in here in the air conditioner. I turned my window unit off so y'all could hear me. But work's not been bad this week, really, which is nice. It's slowed down a lot. I can't think of really any interesting stories. I did have a guy, I had a pain in the butt victim. You get these victims every now and again that you just can't please, no matter how hard or how much you do for them. You just can't please them, and unfortunately you're not going to solve every case. This isn't TV. Every case can't be solved. A lot of cases, unfortunately, in my unit are not able to be solved because we have no leads. We don't have suspects. We don't have video. We don't have witnesses. A lot of times the burglaries occur during the day when people are at work. No witnesses, no video. Car break-ins happen at night while everybody's sleeping. If you do have video, a lot of times the offenders are covered up head to toe in masks and clothes and stuff, and you can't see anything to identify them. You know, property, sometimes people just walk up on your property and steal whatever, a tool or a generator or whatever you got laying out, and we just don't have any leads. We try fingerprints. It's once again, it's not like TV. You're not able to pull fingerprints off everything. It's got to be a pretty smooth surface, and they've had to touch it pretty good to get a fingerprint. You know, a lot of ours come back if we if we try prints and we send them in to the technician, we get back what's called insufficient ridge detail, meaning, as you know, if you look at your fingers, there's ridges in your fingerprints, and they're either smeared or a partial print or just a smudge, and you just don't get it, and people don't understand. It's the CSI effect, as we call it. You see the CSI on TV, and they come back and they're able to get everything and anything. Like I said, it ain't like TV. So this guy, somebody posed as an owner of his vehicle while he was at work, and they called a salvage yard tow truck company to come get it. Well, that tow truck company came, and in the state of Alabama, the only thing you don't have to have the title in your hand to sell a vehicle. You just got to do a bill of sale and show your ID. And that makes it very hard on law enforcement, because we have this happening more frequently where people pose to own a vehicle and don't, and sell them to scrappers. So that's what happened in this case. I was able to find the tow truck company, find the vehicle in another county. The tow truck company was able to give me a picture ID of the person. However, I don't know for sure if it's that person or not. You know, people tend to use fake IDs and other people's IDs and stuff all the time, and I can't find this person right now to interview them. I don't know where they live. The address on their license is no good. I need to be able to lay eyes on them to say yes, 100% this was the person that did this, and I can't find them. So when I find his vehicle, I called him and let him know where it was at. The other county, I'm sorry, I'm sweating to death. It's hot out here. I've been working in the heat. I called the other county, the other county called me, and I called my victim. And I said, look, you need to go get your vehicle, or they're going to have to impound the vehicle. That's the only two choices we got. We can't leave it there. It's reported stolen. We're responsible at that point for that vehicle, and we have to make sure it's secure, so we can't just leave it sitting there. So I said, you're going to need to go get it unless you want to pay an impound fee. Well, he says he couldn't go get it, so it got impounded. Then he complained that he had to pay the impound fee, which I told him he was going to have to do. He was upset about that. I explained the law to him about how we can't prosecute the tow truck company because by law they didn't do anything wrong. They followed the law, which the law, in my opinion, needs to be revised and changed to be able to have to prove ownership of a vehicle. But in this case, they followed the law and they didn't violate it, and the district attorney's office won't prosecute them. He couldn't understand that. He didn't like that. And then I said, you know, do you know this person that I had the picture ID of? I gave him the name, and he originally told me he knew the person, and he was going to call them and try to work it out with me and call me back. Well, he didn't call me back. A week or two went by. He called my secretary, or the secretary of our division, and complained to her that I wasn't calling him back and wouldn't have anything to do with him, which was not the case. So I called him back. I said, we've discussed all this. It was like having a whole new conversation with him. He didn't seem to remember anything we had discussed at all. Or he remembered some of it, but not all of it. And he had the same questions. I had explained the same answers to him again. So I told him what I was doing. I was trying to find this female I'm looking for so I can interview her. I'd call him back once I had something. Well, a week or so goes by, he calls the secretary again, complaining that I won't call him back. I won't have anything to do with him, won't call him back. Once again, I call him back. I said, look, you've got my phone number. I have no missed calls from you. You have not left me any messages. I don't know what to tell you to do. I said, but stop calling the secretary and call my phone. This is the third time I've given you my phone number. It should be in your phone. It shows up on your caller ID. This is my number. Quit calling the secretary and bothering her about it. So, after that, a little while goes by, still trying to find this girl. He goes to the Internal Affairs office and files a complaint against me, saying he's scared of me and that I won't help him in his case and I won't put anybody in jail. So finally, I had to get my supervisor, my sergeant, involved in this and said, look, will you call this guy? Will you talk to him? I can't do anything else for him. I've talked to him several times. Every time we talk, we go round and round and he forgets things that I tell him. And my sergeant had the same problem with him. He said he kept going way off in left field and I'd have to bring him back. He'd go off in left field, I'd have to bring him back. And finally I just told him he's done everything he can. He's still working on the case. There's nothing else he can do for you at this point in time. If you have any questions, you need to call him directly. So the funny story about it is this case has been rocking on for about a month. I work a secondary job, an off-duty job at a thrift store called the Saving Way. I'm in there and this guy, I've never seen this victim before because we've always corresponded over the phone. He said he sees my name tag, Salas. He says, you know who I am? I'm like, no. I said, have I talked to you before? Have I put you in jail? What? I don't know who you are. And then he proceeds to sit down and talk to me. It's the same victim. And actually apologizes, which I take that with a grain of salt. And then I once again explain to him what's going on. And we have a cordial conversation. And he leaves. And I have not heard anything back from him yet. And it's been about another week. So we'll see what happens. But I've had cases where I've solved the case, excuse me, solved the case, put somebody in jail, and recovered some of the property. And the victim's still not happy about it because they didn't get all their property back. And the offender had already sold it or done something with it and we couldn't find it. But there's just some people you can't please out there. No matter how hard you work, you can't please them. But that's just kind of some of the stuff that you deal with in law enforcement, and I'm sure in every job it has similar situations. But when you deal with negativity every day, all day, you very rarely see positive. Every now and again you'll see positive. You'll be able to really help somebody, and that's really nice. But it takes a toll on you because nobody calls you when they're having a good day. They only call you when they're having a bad day, and you're having to take on their problems and try to solve their problems for them And a lot of times they've caused their own problems. Not every time. But that's why a lot of law enforcement don't really associate when they're off with a lot of people, because we get kind of turned off from society because we get tired of dealing with negativity on a regular basis and always running into problems. So we kind of isolate ourselves into small groups, or recluses, or whatever you want to call it. Not sociable. I don't know what the word is. But just a little insight there. I'm not saying that other jobs and things out there are not as bad, because I know there's a lot of stressful jobs out there. Everybody has stress in their job at some point in time, for sure. And I'm not trying to downplay that at all. I'm just trying to give you some insight on law enforcement. I'm sure Todd can give you stories of that kind of situation as well. But anyway, that's about all I got for the day. I was going to show you the garage, but this has gone on 16 minutes and y'all are probably getting tired of me rambling. I try not to do super long videos, you know, because you may have something else you need to go do instead of listening to me. So anyway, y'all have a good day. That's my VR to 209 Piper, Johnny, and I'll see you next time.